friends, we are here again for the great craft room challenge. I was trying to think what I should do next. I think in my last video I mentioned that I was gonna tackle this area, but all but my projects from the weekend didn't get put away, so I thought I would do that one right now since they were still on the floor out in the hallway. I got most of the other bags that were sitting out there put away after yesterday's video, but for today I thought we would go ahead and go through this bag and get it folded and put it away. I actually found in all of my bags in the closet 4 more project bags that I like to keep on my shelves so that they are all neatly looking and not all different kinds of bags stacked on the shelf. So 2 of them will have to stay in their red, white, and blue bags that I have, but we're going to take them off of the scroll frames, and there's a few other things in here that didn't get used this weekend. This is a little project that I started for my phone cases. So just some cases that I can stack in the closet. So I'll just set them here until we get the bags emptied. But like I said in my post, if you look on Instagram, we did the SYS 6 and 6, I guess is what they call it, on the Facebook page. SYS, which is Stitch Your Stash 2023. So I picked out 6 different projects to work on for an hour each, which was so fun. I didn't think in a weekend I could do that many. And you have Friday, Saturday, or was it Saturday, Sunday, and you try to slice out an hour a piece. So I was able to do that. I think Saturday I only did 2 projects, and then Sunday I got up super early so I could get the 3rd one that I wanted to do Saturday done, and got that one knocked out so that I still had the 3 to do on Sunday. And thankfully my husband was very generous in the time between the slip that we were there for. We have electricity and stuff going in there, so we had some things to clean and do, but I was able to find some time Sunday afternoon to do the other 3 projects. So we are going to take the papers out of the big bag, and then what I'll do is take the big bag and fold it up. And I have really large totes that I put like medium-sized bags in, and I'll post and put in some pictures of what those will look like when we get finished. And then the actual project and the floss ring, I just take it out and put them in the bag. And I can share, if you're interested, what projects those were. I did From the Heart Needle Art. I started that one. It was a new start for me. And I picked most of my colors on all of these. There might have been 1 or 2 that I had the called for, but not very many colors, but that's kind of what I did for this one. And then I'm just going to take it off of the grime guard. That way I can use these grime guards on another project that I'm working on, and that's how much I got finished. So in my floss tube that I do, I will probably go through each one of these. So I'll just quickly share the picture and what I did on it for a new start. And then I do take the needle minder off as well, and I have a magnet board over there on the wall. So we will make sure we organize and put all this stuff where it goes. And I will just fold this up and put this in the bag. That way they all fit in those zipper bags that I got off of Amazon. I've used them all up after these 4 get packed. But my hope is to finish some of these projects, and then I'll still have the bags to use for the next project that goes in them. So for now we're just going to stack them there. And then this one can be also used. I have an area in my closet that I've designated for hoops. I'll hang those up, and then the small bags have another bag to put in. I'm still trying to decide where to put my grime guards. I might have a box somewhere, but if I don't see it, I'll forget where I put it. So for now, I've been putting them in my carry tote that I take with me. I don't have very many, but I need to think about maybe one of these boxes when we get this all organized. That's an open box, like a half box, and that way I can see what's in it. So for now, we'll do that. This is another closet item. So we'll set all the closet items over there. Then this one was in another big bag because the, what do you call it? The hoop was, oops, I gotta remember to put the cards in the bags too. These cards just have the information of what I'm using and the little key code, I guess you'd call it. And that one just fell. I'll have to pick that up. So I gotta make sure everything's in the bag so that when I pull it out, I have all that information and where I left off on it. So this one actually has a needle on it, which I'm gonna have to take off. But this one is the Screen Door Needle Works, I think is how you say it. Her pattern for the Texas one. So that's why I have a Texas needle minder. And another grime guard. And I think 6 is the most I've worked on at one time. I normally got used to doing Whipco and just one project at a time, but when I had them all up there at the lot, this was the project that I'm doing there. I just wanted to have everything with me, so they each got a bag, they each got a grime guard. Some of the scroll rods that I had couldn't fit a grime guard, so I did without, but I was using a lap stand, so that was fun too. So we're just going to fold this up and I can kind of share. I got the top of the Texas done, the blue bonnets I guess you'd call it. So that was fun. So what else we got in here? The rest of the papers and the key. These all will get put inside of another bag. Another Q-snap. So I have different size Q-snaps. I'm really liking them. I got these all off of Amazon, but they come in different sizes. I have a real small one as well, a little pink one. And a couple of the same size. I went ahead and bought 2 just because I had so many projects I was doing. So another bag that can be put away. Should be 2 or 3 more left. This has the flosses that I'm using, and I found a little something I put a ring on it and just put my colors that I'm using. There's Weeks Dye Works, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks, and then I also have some Chronic in here so that I could get all the colors that were needed for this project. So I'm actually, and I also keep the little tag of what I'm using for fabric. This is a 14 count. Picture this plus the bloom. So all the bags were put in the folder with the papers and its key. So when I pull this out again, and these will be my projects for June, so I am going to put them all next to each other, and as I'm working through the month, decide which one I want to work on. Next to my chair out there is probably where I'll put them for now instead of on the shelf. But after June, I will put them in the closet. But all of the supplies and things that were on them will go in the closet here shortly. Another bag with another project called the Stitcher Hood. Excuse me. This one I had already started, so this one wasn't a new start, but I finished a few more of the flowers on it. And I've got my little key card, and it's only 3 colors, so it was also very fun to work with. And that's where I'm at. So pretty. So it's going to be that American Quaker looking type flag. I love the brown in the back. That's what's pretty about it. So this also had a needle minder on it. I'll take that off. All these needle minders, oops, they're clinging together on my magnet board in a second. And I am going to take it, well, I'm going to leave leave this one on the frame because I've just decided this will probably be the one that I pick up tonight when I'm stitching. And I will keep this in its bag also so that I have it next to my chair. So that was just a last minute decision because I like to keep the scroll frame ones on their bars instead. And then I have the little flosses in this little bag. So everything has a bag and a bag and a bag. Yeah, these are all my flosses in here. It's just red, white, and blue. And I'm using probably the DMC for this one is what I chose. So let's just keep all this together, and I will take this one into the living room next to my stitchy stand, and this will be my this evening stitch. And that's probably what I'll do since we have, today's the 7th. So we have 1 week of the month is already gone. So I have 3 more weeks, and I might work on that for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll pick up this other large one that is in just a recycle type bag. It's Teresa Kogut's, and I might actually put this on a smaller frame because it is kind of bulky, but when I was up at the lot I was able to use my little what you call them, little clamps to keep it tight and be able to see behind it and get my hands in between it. But for now we are going to take this one off the scroll frame, and I will put those in my bag of cross stitch supplies. That way they're where I know I can find them again when I'm using a scroll frame. And if anybody's interested in where I got, these type of things, most of my stuff comes from Amazon, so I can link that below if anyone's interested. This one also had a little red needle minder on it. Hopefully my 15 minutes might go a little longer because it takes a few minutes to get things together here. So yeah, these have those scroll rod grind guards, and this will just get hung up in the closet as well and use again. The reason I use the clamps on this scroll frame is because I didn't want to take time. I wanted to be ready to go. I didn't want to take time to put this is like Velcro, and you're supposed to put Velcro on your scroll rods, and then they have a tape that's the other side of the Velcro that you put on your fabric, but I didn't want to take time to do that with this one, so that's one of the reasons it was all clamped up the way I had it. But I got another leaf done, 3 leaves done on this one from where it was. And like I said, it's the Teresa Kogut Land That I Love. This one was gifted to me by the Starlet Stitcher. She sent me this, or did I buy this? I actually bought the fabric. Yeah, no, I bought this one, I think. I can't remember. I know the Starlet Stitcher has gifted me a pattern before, but I don't think it was this one, but maybe it was. I can't remember. So I'm looking forward to getting more done on that one because it's a beautiful piece. So all of that will go in this bag here, and the flosses down in the bottom here. And when I pull this one out again, I will most likely put it on a smaller, they're called the Nurge frames. And it'll probably be this size because of the amount of fabric that I have here, but we'll see when that happens. But these are the flosses for that. There was quite a few of those, and got them all together here. So let's just put all these inside of the blue bag that I have. Kind of got it folded. It gets kinked after being on that scroll frame for a while. There is a lot of fabric there. There's some more grime guards there. I think the book will fit in this. We're going to find out. Slide it on in. I think so. Yeah, that's what's good about a lot of the patterns that we get from the different designers. And that's one of the reasons I bought these. Actually, if I go in this way, I can zip it. It'll lay flatter, and I can still get it closed. There we go. Voila. So there's another one bagged. this one's already in a bag. I'm just going to keep it that way. It's My Heart. What's the name of it again? I always forget the names of these things. This bag is from Allegro Stitches off of Etsy, which I love the little pouch kind. They're really helpful. So in this bag I have the small Q-snap that I was using to hold it. And the pattern is My Heart Beats True. So that was the other one that I started. This one was a little difficult because I've never used gauze before, and that's what came with the kit. It was a fully kitted pattern. And if I can get the gauze out, I'll share it with you without tearing too much up. What's the problem is all of these magnets. Those are the flosses. I only use one part of the magnet, and it looks like it's a mess right now, but I'm wondering what everybody uses to hold their gauze. I'm just going to take it off here because it's all over the place without dropping anything. I say it and then I drop it, but that's okay. Let's do this, and without tangling up my flosses. That's what happens. I was using way too many magnets, and it got a little crazy. And then when I was leaving, I just stuffed it in the bag and didn't deal with it now. So you're getting the dealing with me. Wow, what a mess. Okay, everything's falling. And my cords and cables. So that's the trick with magnets. So let's set all these magnets over here. And these little magnets are good when you're using fabric, but not for gauze, I'm finding out. Trying to get the magnets off without hitting the other magnets, and they keep clinging. There we go. There's one and two. So I'm not sure what everyone uses, like I said, for the gauze, or if you've used gauze. If you have, put a comment below so I know what I'm doing wrong. Alright, I think we're untangled now. So we probably won't be using that with the gauze. So let's put the frame away. And I just tighten them so that they stay together. And those will get hung up in the closet as well. So yeah, I don't want to knot my string. And it was a test because I was going to do it on some fabric, and I thought, well, it came with the gauze, so let's try the gauze. And I'm liking how it looks on the actual gauze, but I need to figure out, maybe just stitch it in hand when I'm doing it, and maybe it will be a little easier. I know my string is way too long as well, but I just wanted to get the thing started so I could say I started it. So that was fun, but that's for this project. And gently I will just kind of fold it back into the bag. The other good thing about these small bags is everything will lay flat in here, which is nice. And all these magnets I can put away. These magnets I keep also in the closet, but they're just the, what you call them? They're stretchy. And if you have fabric that you want to put around, it's also used for a needle minder as well, but it helps stretch the fabrics and gather them if you have a lot of fabric that you're dealing with. So that's that one. Put the flosses in there. Don't want to forget those. So that's another one that I'll work on this month. And then we have this last one, I think, is also on a Q-snap, or a Nerge hoop, I guess you'd call it. And I'm using some older flosses because they're on their, what do you call these? Bobbins, I guess. But as I use each of those colors, I'm going to take them off of the bobbins and put them on my own floss drop. That way they can get stretched, but I don't like the kinks after a while. This is for the love of cross stitch. It had a patriotic pattern on the front, so that's what I was doing for my other 6x6, and it got started. Take a couple of these magnets off, and also take the grime guard off. When I'm stitching, I don't usually have the grime guard on. If it's on a clamp or a hoop or a stand that I'm using, because my hands don't usually touch it, but if I'm stitching in hand or transporting, I usually use the grime guards. But I started the border on this one, and I'm taking them off the stand or off these hoops now because, like I said, I'm not sure how long it'll be before I get to them again. It will be this month sometime, but I will start with that first one. So that's the border that got started. And I'm liking the way that looks on this material also. So because this is a book, I'm going to take the book out because I printed the copy, and I'm going to use the copy in the pattern, as well as the type of fabric is an 18 count fabric that I'm using. And then I have the card here somewhere. There it is. And then we will be sure and have the flosses in there. So everything goes in the bag. And then the one that I'm working on, when it's off of the scroll frame, that's what this bag will be for. So I'm going to put that in the bag so I know what to put it in, and then I can put the large tote bag away. And if I have to take it somewhere, it'll be good to have that bag with me. So those were the 6 projects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one missing. Should be 6. 1. Oh, 6. It was hidden because it was a different color. It's the red and the blues. Red, whites, and the blues. So those are the 6 projects. I'll just set these on the shelf in there. Give me a second. Hate going off frame, but we're putting those on our whip shelf without knocking anything over. It's getting quite full. Alright. They are on the shelf. I can share it with you. Couldn't do it with my hands full though, so let me do this gently. And we'll share. I just set them in here on the whips section. It says whips. And then I just set the 6 right there. So these are all my whips. And I said my numbers in a previous challenge. And I want to say it's like 32 or something like that. And then the kitted ones are up there if I want to start another new one up there. But that's kind of where we're at with the bag. And I'll set you back down. Sorry for the jostling. One more bump. There we go. Make sure you're in frame. And all that's left in here is the stand that I use. More magnets. And then this sewing book needs to get filed, so I'm going to set it back here with my filing stuff. This I usually keep in the living room in my other bag next to the sofa. So when I'm packing, I have it in there. And then I keep a pair of glasses also in here when I go. But for now, we can take those out. So let's flatten this bag. And it gets put away also. And I will share pictures at the end of everything that got put away today. For some reason it's stuck on something. Oh, there it is. It just has a little strap so that you can tuck everything in here and it lays flat. So I will straighten up these bags as soon as I find that. Okay. And these hoops, and take a picture and show that at the end. So we got that bag emptied. I'll put these magnets away also and show my magnet board at the end. You'll see pictures of that. and the ones that I dropped. And then the hoops on the wall where I store them. So thanks for joining me for this challenge. And now everything's put away, and we'll decide on the weekend what I take next. But I probably won't be taking that many projects again until they do the next 6 and 6 probably. I'm not sure how often it is, but I think I heard someone say it's quarterly. So we will be back for the next challenge, and it'll most likely be the table behind me, my craft table, and where I usually have all my works in progress and my serger and stuff when I'm doing that kind of stuff. So thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe, and we will see you again next time.